Guys, so today I wanted to share with you something exciting. We got some goats. We did it a couple days ago, I want to say, and I decided not to make a video because I didn't know what to expect, honestly. We have never owned goats or anything besides dogs, so we really wanted to just kind of be like in the moment and kind of figure out what we were doing. We did research beforehand before getting them and everything, but we primarily have gotten these goats for clearing brush. So we have all these woods back here we're gonna clear. Josiah, my husband, is back there right now. He is clearing a little path for this fence to go in, so he can put the fence in on the ground without it being kind of compromised. We just have them out here in this pasture, which has weeds and stuff, but it's not like a ton of broadleaf things. So anyway, we are gonna put them back there because it's also shady. I think they'll thrive better back there. They kind of have just been in their shelter. And so I will introduce you to our 7 goats. So we have 3 brothers. They are the Rat Pack. We have Frank Sinatra, we have Dean Martin, and Sammy Davis Jr. And they also came with this lady. This is Creamy. We named these guys. Cream already had her name. We thought we might as well keep it because the girls really liked Creamy. She's the only one with horns, and she's dried off right now. So we're not milking any of them. Eventually we might milk them, or not these ones specifically, but we're not milking right now just because we want to get used to them. We want to be able to like know what we're doing a little bit more. It's just a lot. We have a lot going on, and I don't want to have to get into that routine. So anyway, these brothers are alpine, so they will get a lot bigger. They're only about 11 weeks old. Creamy is a yearling. And then over here, so these were all from one herd that we got. These boys are so sweet. Like, they'll just come up and they just nuzzle me and they just cuddle, and it's so sweet. Frank is like the best. Frank, come here. He just loves snuggles. The kids just love him, and he just climbed into my lap the other day. And I don't know if he's gonna be able to do that when he's 160 pounds, but he's really sweet. Aren't you? They're all really, really sweet. Are you sweet, huh? So they're alpines. Creamy is a Nigerian dwarf. And then over here, we got these guys from a different herd. And I'm a little, I don't know, it's okay. I don't think they were handled much because they are skittish. So this is a mama and her 2 twin babies. This is Ivy. We named her Ivy. She didn't have a name before, and she hasn't been, this is her first time having babies, and she has never been milked. I could try to milk her, but she's so skittish. She just started coming up and taking treats out of my hand, but they're skittish, and the babies are skittish. That is a boy. Also, the boys are weathered. All 3 of those boys, the Rat Pack, are weathered, and then this little boy just got weathered. This is Monster. Our 2-year-old named him Monster, and then the one with her head in the corner is Poppy. And so they're about, I think, 9 weeks old. And so these are also Nigerian dwarfs. So Josiah built this structure last week, and it's mobile. That's the point for us. We want to be able to move it through the woods as much as we can as it gets cleared. So he kind of put it on skids. You can kind of see, we haven't moved it yet. We'll see how that works. Anyway, we have that, and then we have just basic like metal siding and stuff on the outside and on top. And we just closed one of these doors at night. They seem pretty safe. And then we got this Premier One fencing, electric netting. This is the 48-inch chicken wire, not chicken wire, but chicken netting. We decided to get that because we have Nigerian dwarfs, and those babies are really small, and they recommend getting that instead of the goat fencing and the sheep fencing. And so we did that, and I'm actually really glad we did because the baby just put her head through the first time, and like basically went all the way through when we first got them out here. And then Sammy, that guy, he hit it, and we had to kind of train him to it a little bit. That's also why they're out here in the pasture, so we can have a better eye on them. But he hit it with his nose and jumped into it, and he got tangled, and his arm was all tangled, and it was really scary, and I was kind of afraid to like leave them for the night, but they were fine and they learned. So they've learned and they've been trained, I guess. I don't know. So anyway, so we're gonna move them. Josiah's working on that right now. We're gonna move them so they have more broadleaf stuff. There's a bunch of poison ivy back there, and it'll be shadier because they've just been in the shelter the whole time. So yeah, so this is pretty much it. This is our goats, and we're excited to have them. And if you have any tips on goats, that would be great. Sammy has diarrhea, and I'm just trying to be really cautious of the goats because I know that they can get sick really fast and die really fast if you don't take care of it. So I'm really trying to be like as proactive as possible. They have some minerals, loose minerals, and they have baking soda in their shelter to eat whenever they want. And then I'm just trying to watch them and learn on YouTube and Google and all that, because I just want to keep them safe. So he is the only one that looks weird because he's got diarrhea, but I've heard that could be from travel and stress, and just from from eating like more hay, which they were, to more grass and broadleaf forage and stuff. So I think that's kind of his problem, honestly. Everybody else seems fine so far, so they're kind of loving it, huh, Dean Martin? What do you think? Huh? They seem like they really enjoy all the forage and stuff, and we're about to move them back, so there's more like poison ivy and brambles and all that type of stuff. So hey Frank, come here, Frank. This is my buddy. I just want to take him on a walk. I mean, I really could take him and we could go on a walk with him. He's awesome. Creamy she's funny. When we show up on the gator, she's always like the first one out to meet us. Blah! And but when you get up to her, she's not as skittish, but she's just kind of like, I don't know. She's just kind of like apprehensive, but she's gotten better over the last few days. So the kids love them. I can try to take some videos of the kids later, but they're like all over them. Aw, mama and baby, Ivy and Monster, and Poppy just doesn't like anyone. I feel bad. I want to be able to hold these babies, but they don't want me to hold them, so I'm not gonna force them to. Huh, Ivy and Monster and Poppy. Anyway, so I'm gonna try to show you guys what it looks like whenever we move the shelter, and then also when we move the fence and what we'll do for that. Change of plans. I think this is how it goes when you like have a farm. You just like have to change plans and change plans and change plans. He can't get a path going all the way through on this side where the road is, which is what we originally were gonna do. The road is right there, but which is fine. We want them down here anyway, so we just thought it might be too marshy, but it's not that bad. So we're gonna put them down here. This is behind our apple trees. Up there is where our house is gonna be, and then the pond. So we're gonna move them down here. So we are going to put the fencing up like along here, like there's a line around here, and hook it to this fence that's already here. This is bigger cattle panel, so it's kind of like risky with the little babies, but they like to be around their mom anyway. And also there's like a old barbed wire cattle fence behind it as well. So I don't think they'll really like try to get through here. But our goal is to get them back in the woods, like back there, which we can do that pretty easily. We're just trying to make sure that we kind of train them first. So we're gonna put them up against this fence and see how they do with that. My fear is that we're gonna like lose goat, because I have a couple friends that have goats and they're like always talking about their goats getting away, but I think it'll be okay. So anyway, this is really tall grass, but there's a bunch of broadleaf back here too. So we'll see how they like it. Well, after a massive chase, we found our goats that got out as we were moving everything, and they're all here in their new home in the back. And it was Ivy and her babies that got loose. They just started running the other way, like they were just trying to leave us. They just didn't want us. Do you have anything to say?
What?
Do you have anything to say?
Do I have anything to say? Do I have anything to say for myself? Is that what you mean?
No, I mean, just do you have anything to say?
No.
You don't have anything to say?
No.
Are you proud of your mobile?
My wrangling abilities?
No, your mobile goat structure is what I was gonna say.
Yeah, it worked out really well. It was easy to pull. I feel like we'll be able to pull it kind of wherever we want to. And I feel like we might just be moving it down the line here and not moving the fence at all, because it's gonna take them probably all a year to do all of this.
All
and
year.
With how tiny they are.
They're gonna grow up. Maybe a few months.
I might be surprised, but
we got our big guys that are gonna be 160 pounds.
I feel like we won't be moving it very often at this point.
Yeah.
I'll just be moving the shelter to clean out the bottom.
Yeah, we're moving the shelter to make sure we got some good soil and everything. So, well, it looks good though, as long as they don't get out. We haven't checked that back fence line yet, but I think it'll be all right. And they all look very happy. Except for Ivy and Poppy and Monster would probably rather not be our goats. Don't you think? But they don't love us. They'll warm up, hopefully. Anyway, well, this was our introduction to our goats and our goat chase and moving our goat shelter and fence. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.